Let's go to the next one. We're going to the 9-note away major 6. So the 6 represents the 6th position. It's a major 6, which is the same on the major scale and the minor scale. I'm sorry, it's on the major scale, but not in the normal minor, where it would be an 8-note away flat in 6th or minor 6. And so we have here a 9-note away, a major 6. And we can see that it is the 6th, and therefore we're not going to have an even number in our chord construction because we skipped each number. So it's 1, 3, 5, and then the 7 is the last note, and then we go around to the 9, which is equivalent to the 2, and then to the 11, which is equivalent to the 4, and then the 13, which is in essence equivalent to the 6. So that means that we're going to call this a 9-note away major 6, but from a chord construction standpoint, we can also call it a 9-note away major 13. So we have to deal with that. Noticing that the 6th is not, of course, as common of an interval that we deal with all the time because it's not in the normal 1, 3, 5. Not only that, but it's not in the normal like 7 even, and it's a little bit tensiony to get out to that when you get to the 13. So that means we need to practice it because we don't see it all the time as we do see the interval of the perfect fifth quite often, which makes sense because we want to really know the perfect fifth, and we'd also like to know, of course, the 9-note away major 6, but we don't have as much experience like messing with it. However, the inverse distance, 12 minus 9, which is 3 notes away, is a minor third, which we should have a better kind of understanding of, and we'll see that as we go. So 9 notes away is too far going this way, so I'm going to go behind it. That means if I wrapped this string from fret 1 to 12 in a circle, and I went around one direction 9 notes, that means 12 minus 9 going around the other direction would be 3. 1, 2, 3 brings me back to the E, baby. All right, so we're going to say this is going to be 1, 2, 3. So if I went from this E to the G, that would be a 3-note away minor third. Therefore, from G to E, 9-note away major 6. All right, so then let's go above it. So when I go above it, I'm going to take the inverse distance. So I'm looking for a 9-note away major 6, which is also could be called a 9-note away major 13. But I'm looking for the inverse distance because I'm going above it. So 12 minus 9 is a distance of 3. When I go above it, I also have to cross the fault line, which means instead of going to 5 right above it here, I go 5 diagonally. So that's a distance of 5. And then 4, 3 will bring me to this E. If I count it out this way, I'm going to say this is going to be negative 5, 4, 3. Boom. So if I went from top to bottom, that would be a 3-note away minor third, noting that the inverse of a major is a minor. If I go from the bottom to the top, G to E, that's going to be a 9-note away major 6 or 9-note away major 13. Therefore, if I go up one string and cross the fault line, the 9-note away major 6, 9-note away major 13 will be 1 fret forward, but I normally wouldn't cross the fault line. Like if I was here, I wouldn't cross the fault line. And if I was up here, I wouldn't cross the fault line. So the rule is generally, if I go up one string, the 9-note away major 6, which could also be called the 9-note away major 13, will be 2 frets forward unless I cross the fault line, which only happens on the B string, in which case if I go up one string and cross the fault line, the 9-note away major 6, which could also be called the 9-note away major 13, will be 1 fret forward. Notice this is the position that will possibly be most easy to see this if you recognize the inverse distance and know that it's a minor third, because if I measured from the E to the G, that's a minor third shape. It looks, when I go from this E to the G, it looks like a major third because of the kink in the tuning here. So if I can remember that, then I know that the inverse of that will be then, of course, the 9-note away major 6 or 9-note away major 13. Let's go up 2 strings. I'm looking for the 9-note away major 6 or major 13. I have to look for the inverse distance. Therefore, 12 minus 9 is 3. I have to go diagonal to get a distance of 5 and then 10. And then let me do it this way. Let's go 10, and then it's actually going to be out here. It's going to be right in the middle this time, huh? This is the one that's furthest away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is the one that we're least likely to kind of be using oftentimes because it's 6 frets away. but that's the furthest distance we can get, equilateral triangle that we have here. So we're going to say this is going to be 5, 10. Now, if it's an equal distance, it would be easier to reach up this way because of the smaller frets. So 5, negative 10, negative 10, negative 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Or I can say negative 5, negative 10, negative 10, negative 11, 12 brings me to the octave, which I can say 12 to 0, 1, 2, 3. Boom. All right, let's count it out this way. So I'm going to say from here, negative 5, negative 10, negative 10, and then I want to go up. Negative 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Ugh, it's quite a reach. Oh, that's the wrong string. So that's going to, if I went from top to bottom, that would be a 3-note away minor third. Bottom to top, therefore, would be a 9-note away major 6, which could also be called a 9-note away major 13. So if I go up 2 strings, the 9-note away major 6, if I go up 2 strings and cross the fault line, the 9-note away major 6, which could also be called the 9-note away major 13, will be 6 frets forward, which means it's also going to be 6 frets back. I wouldn't cross the fault line if I was on above the G string here. So if I'm above the G string, then let's go to this G out here. Then I'm going to go up 2, and it would be right there, which would be a 5-note distance backwards. So the general rule, if I go up 2 strings, the 9-note away major 6, which could also be called the 9-note away major 13, will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frets back, which is a shorter distance than going forward, which would be 7 notes forward, unless I cross the fault line, which I would if I was on the bottom 2 strings, the B and the E string, in which case, if I go up 2 strings and cross the fault line, then it's going to be 6, the 9-note away major 6 or 9-note away major 13 will be 6 frets back, and therefore also 6 frets forward, in which case it would be easier to go forward because it would be smaller distance forward because of the smaller fret sizes. All right, that's the long one. The rest of them should be more reachable and easier. So let's go up to the next one. Ba-boom. Let's bring this back there. Ba-bam. All right, so we're looking for a distance of a 9-note away major 6, 9-note away major 13, going up to 1, 2, 3 strings. So I'm looking for an inverse distance. 12 minus 9 is 3. So I'm going to say this is going to be 5 going here, 10, and then 15. 15, there's only 12 notes in the musical alphabet. 15 minus 12 is negative 3. If I count it out this way, negative 5, negative 10, negative 15. 15 minus 12 is 3. So if I went from the E to the G, that would be a 3-note away minor third, and therefore bottom to top, G to E, would be a 9-note away major 6, which could also be called a 9-note away major 13. So that means if I go up 3 strings and cross the fault line, the 9-note away major 6 or 9-note away major 13 will be 1 fret back. I wouldn't cross the fault line if I was on above the fault line on like this G string, so if I went up to this E, it would be on the same fret. So that means the general rule is if I go up 3 strings, the 9-note away major 6, which could also be called the 9-note away major 13, will be on the same fret unless I cross the fault line, which would happen 2 out of 3 times that I could go up 3 strings on the bottom 2 strings, the B and the E string, in which case if I go up 3 strings and cross the fault line, the 9-note away major 6, which could also be called the 9-note away major 13, will be 1 fret back. All right, let's go to the top one. Let's go to the top. This one here. Let's go this way. So if I go to the top, I might more easily go to the bottom string because I'm right next to the bottom string and the top string will be the same note. So if I'm going below it, looking for the 9-note away major 6 or 9-note away major 13, I don't need to look for the inverse distance, but could just go a distance of 9. I don't need to cross the fault line when I'm going below because it's just going to be a distance of 5. No fault line between these 2 strings. Therefore 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's the E here, which matches up top. But let's count it up top to count it that way as well. If I go above it, I have to take the inverse distance. So a 9-note away major 6 or major 13. 12 minus 9 is a distance of 3. -5 diagonal because I'm crossing the fault line, -10, -15. 15 minus 12 is a -3, plus another 5 is 8. So 8, 7, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Boom. All right. Easy. Wasn't that easy. It's a little, but it's going to be 5, 10, 15. 15 minus 12 is 3. 3 plus another 5 is 8. So 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. But boom, boom. So we're going to go top to bottom, E to G. Would be a 3-note away minor third, bottom to top. Will be a 9-note away major 6, which could also be called a 9-note away major 13. So that means that if I go up 4 strings, I will always cross the fault line because I can't go up 4 strings and not cross the fault line. Therefore, the 9-note away major 6, which could also be called the 9-note away major 13, will be 1, 2, 3, 4 frets forward. All right, what if I go below it? If I go below it, we already did it to some extent. I don't have to go an inverse distance. Therefore, the 9-note away major 6 or 9-note away major 13 will simply be a distance of 9. And I don't need to cross the fault line. I can go right below it to get a distance of 5 because I want to count in 5s. It's easier to do than counting in like 4s or something. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Boom. Let's count it this way. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So top to bottom would be a 9-note away major 6, bottom to top. Therefore, if I wanted to look at it that way, it would be a 3-note away minor third.